Okay, so this is a third video that I'm posting right now. Because there's a lot of things that like happened this week and everything, but I think there's something really cool that I learned in this book. It's called, what is it, Tiny Experiments. And generally it's talking about the fact that like, let me say this again. So, let me cut to it. There's this really cool idea, and the author talks about this concept about what's called plus minus next. Personally, I haven't had like I don't know much experience on it. I know, crazy, but it uses this chart. It says plus minus next, and basically it's a system for improvement, saying that like like consider maybe like a week or a day they've had, right? And what are the things that were positive for you? Like I don't know, say like, wow, I got through the day with this condition, or what is it? Someone complimented you, or I don't know. Well, I'm not sure about the compliment, but like I don't know, like actions you did that day, right? And then minus, right? This thing minus minus is like saying like things that didn't work out as well, right? Like say like someone got yelled at you, or I don't know, you messed up hard. You didn't. You almost made a mistake that was like almost really bad on the street, and you're driving and everything. That could have been fatal, but you lived somehow. God dang. Um, that's negative and stuff. So that happens, and then next is like what will happen next time, right? Like I don't know, what are you gonna do different, right? And I think that's like a good system of, I guess, reflection. Like, okay, what happened good? So like, what things can you like continue to do, right? You have like a good positive feedback loop, and then what's something that you didn't do that's right? So that's a negative feedback loop, things they're trying to avoid, or more so like shrink in terms of like its quantity, and see how that goes from there. So I don't know. So like something that's positive is like I don't know, like talking to this one woman that I don't know, I'm not like I have a little bit of difficulty, not difficulty, but like I don't know, awkwardness with her, yeah. And I think that's just more like me being awkward and everything. And like I don't know, it's been a positive win in the past few weeks. Like just talking to her and be like, oh wow, yeah, I'm like talking to this person and not being so anxious. And like I don't know, it makes me realize like she's very pretty, by the way. You know, very beautiful, and I get awkward with like very pretty women and everything because like obviously it's like oh man, you're so pretty, but um, but I realize like just be direct with like how you feel. Sometimes like oh sorry I'm awkward, and she's like oh yeah no it's fine. I never thought that you're awkward. Just it's cool. And I was like, yeah, that's a win. And then like I talk a little bit here and there from her and everything, and like that's fine. Um, that's cool. And then like native things, it's like man, I had a I've had a stressful week, a very stressful week, and which things I'm not gonna talk about necessarily. Okay, no, I talked to like my supervisors. It's that kind of like toxic workplace kind of thing, but in general, it's like yeah, it's been a negative week. But like I don't know, I think what I did do correct is like I don't know, talk to my supervisors about like the situation and everything. So I'll get handled out, or I don't know, something will happen in the future. But you know, so I don't know. Next is I mean, so in terms of like next and everything, it's just like just be. It's a bad advice, but I mean, like, just be yourself in some sense for like just talking to people, right? Like, I think one of a really good advice that I have for people is like to like always like know how to apologize or how to communicate or be direct with people, you know? I think this is the part where people say it's like, communication is key. This is what people talk about, you know? Like, I thought it's kind of this dumb advice, like, oh, communication is key. Like, what does that even mean? But I think when you have times when you're awkward with people, or like there's frustration that's going on, or like just conflict, it's like I think there is a sort of misunderstanding of what happens, or something going on. And so, I don't know. I believe in that. Communication is key now. It's just like be direct, apologize when it's necessary, and be that. Another thing, what is it? In terms of next, is that so when dealing and everything, I realized that like there are two kind of approaches to sort of like going about dealing when you come into unknown territory, and that is either ask questions before you make the mistake, and then or second, it's learn through the mistakes. So allowing to the mistakes to happen and to be corrected. So I thought that learning through mistake was okay, but then now as I reflect, right, it's that they'll get mad at, your floor will get mad at you because you're making the mistake, right? And you have to say sorry. And then because you make the mistake, you're also very unsure about things. And there's no ground for a foundation. There's no you're not solid in what you believe in, I think for me, it's best if I understand the fundamental first. And if I understand that, then I think it's cool. It's good. So, I don't know. I've only been doing this for like 2 days. Me an expert just like, trying to say like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm doing this and everything. But I think this is gonna be good. And if not, it's whatever. But I think this is something worth sharing. And I thought like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. So, yeah. Take a good look at it. That's what it is. And that's all for me. So, bye. Alright. Improve for me.